Eskrima, the indigenous fighting art of the Philippine Islands, also known as Arnis or Kali. It is one of the fastest and deadliest martial arts in the world. Although commonly perceived as a stick fighting art, it is just one component of a complete fighting system. It includes a mastery of short and long-bladed weapons, as well as a variety of empty hand techniques. The spiritual home of this Filipino fighting art is the island of Cebu. Located in the center of the Philippine archipelago, Cebu has been a trading center and a confluence of cultures since ancient times. Cebu is also home to some of the greatest Eskrima masters in the world. The history of Eskrima in Cebu began in the 13th century when the Srivijayan Empire from Java ruled most of Southeast Asia. They were overthrown by the Majapahit Empire from Eastern Java and were forced to flee north to the Philippine Islands. The Srivijayan refugees settled in the central part of the archipelago in what is now known as the Visayan Islands. The Srivijayans were a warrior culture and were said to have brought the technology of forged blades to the islands. When the Spanish came in the 16th century, these Visayan warriors were already practicing a systemized form of warfare against other tribes. In April 27, 1521, Spanish explorer Ferdinand Magellan met his demise at the hands of these Visayan warriors in the Battle of Mactan. The Spanish returned in greater numbers, and with the aid of superior technology, eventually subjugated the islands. After 300 years of Spanish colonial rule, there was a growing fear of rebellion. The Spanish prohibit the Filipinos from practicing Eskrima. The Eskrima masters went underground and began training in secret, using sticks, bolos, and knives, since they are readily available to civilians. ESKRIMADORS soon made stick fighting an art form unto itself. No longer limited to blade-based linear strikes, the emphasis was now on speed and accuracy. Using the stick, meant that attacks could come from more angles and at closer ranges.
Traditional linear is when you strike, it's like a blade. It's a blade pattern strikes, eh? It's like a blade. While the snap wrist, the flicking strike, curving strike is, abanico is part of them. This witik, curving strike. The advantage of this is even if he blocks the strike, it still circles around the defense. Hits it. He blocked the strike, it circles around the defense.
Nanay yung napita, igo ko na. Bisay kung sama pa rin niya, maigo ka na siya na. Igo. Pagana. Igo. Pagana ko, guko siya. Igo. Pagana ko, igo ko siya. Igo gapon.
Too dangerous to attempt with bladed weapons, Eskrima-Dors could now perform disarming maneuvers, of which they have an endless repertoire.
So ang bahito na ko yun eh, nagbunol ako, gulita-gulita rin. Bukuli ako, ba't pa ako? Ano ko?
Iyan ang kuhaon. Kuha ako muna. Kuha sa rin ko.
In the early days, each tribe or clan practiced its own system of eskrima. These were closely guarded secrets, which were passed on from one generation to the next.
Ang akong uyuan na si Arsenio Kamurnay, mauto'y Eskrimador. Wa pa nga ni Gapunti. Wa pa ito siya nga, Eskrima lang. Ana, hangtod nga. Nakato na akong amahan, tinuluan sa akong kuan, akong uyuan.
My grandfather and his brothers been practicing the art since 1890.
Watch how they hit with the scale, using the single and double slashes or the half slash.
Kung sa Eskrima tayo siya, abaniko ni. Ana raman akong bubuhan niya, kumaypay. Ana. Akong gidibilog kayo, mo may gida sa akong amahan. Since nga, pagkahibaw din ako Eskrima,
Canyetes, my father, they learned, nakat-on sila from my father and my uncles and from other masters. But when they meet with the Sabidras, they found the two Sabidras to have very good techniques. That the Eskrima was superior. They adopted the Canyetes as their first, among their first few students.
Kaming 8 brothers, akong 7 brothers, involved sa Eskrima. O yan, di ba sila gusto mabiyahin ko? Yapin ko din na. O nasa silang practice, tuwa, kuyo ko. O. Gulo ng mga apoy sa mga simador, mga master, tuwa ko dito. Lalo mang ko sa umangwang.
Kato akong papa, pwede mo ito ibali ni ang gurute sa left. Nakusgan mo ito akong papa. Ya kay eskwela man po si Idiux Muni, akong mga manghod. Eskwela man po sila po. So, ako gay primero, ako gay bidibade sa kong amahan yun.
ako papa, athlete siya, gusto siya mga martial arts. Before nga, noon, nana sa iyang amahan, nana sila mga dumbbell at una. Kaya, kay magbiyahe man siya, ato mga laylay lugar, si Kihor, abot siya mga Bicol, mga isla-isla. Katong sa mga Eskrima, daghang mga Eskrima, tawag yung Sombra, Sokiti, Sombra mo nang magpayong kayo. Sombra means shadow. Karo ano payong.
Ang show sa kong mga Eskrima-dor. Ang show sa kong ina, mga Eskrima-dor. Lasa mo dugo.
That's the reason because you can just use this. When you punch the other side, and block, and then right it back.
Di ko man napugngan. Kaya malubag man ko. So yung tanda ko niyang kuha niya, buhian ko na. So kawat ko siya. So muna ni kawat na. So na. Counter siya, ni counter niya. Ingon ko.
So bago ka na ko siya. Ikaw ka na judo ko sumbag siya papa. Mag-ihapan.
Magana niya. Kanang sitwasyon hopeless no. Hamang flow niya padong dire. So flow na ko padong sa dire, padong sa dire.
Possible. Bali.
Tama flow na ko. Di ko siya mo against na ko dire. Kaya kung gana ko mag-against siya, against. At against, tuyok sa kumento. Lubag na siya dire.
After the American regime was established in Cebu, the Americans encouraged the Filipinos to practice the art. So everybody, all masters, grandmasters, they came out in the open, and that's how they started. So in 1920, with the Sabidra uncle and nephew, they led the group of Eskrima-Madors. They formed the first ever martial art club in the Philippines, itong Labangon Fishing Club. Labangon Fishing Club disbanded in 1930. Then 12 masters revived. Spearheaded by my father, they formed Dusi Paris.
Pagkatukod sa disipare, ginuwato nila para nga wanay rivalry. Lain-lain ko pa rin online na club la. Isig daot, sige mayroon mo. Ato hinay nga, ato ni we have to unify all clubs to avoid rivalry.
It seems the idea came spontaneously.
They called Dusi Paris the best name on the 12 fighting bodyguard of Emperor Charlemagne of France. Each member has his own style, teaching his own style. They have this larga mano, others media largo, medium range, others corto. In corto, they have different styles. And there were masters who were only good in tihabs. There were masters who were good only in knife fighting. And there were who specialized only in long blade or bolo fighting.
The perennially secretive masters now shared their techniques with one another. This exchange of ideas brought the fighting art of Eskrima to another level. Grandmaster Filimon, Momoy Cañete, was perhaps the most respected Eskrimador of his era. He served as the chief instructor and guiding figure of Doce Pares until his death in 1995.
Mamuti kugihan sa mga namubase. Mamuti online yung Eskrima, ang dami tanan. Kasi may apil mo nini. Kaya mo urge na mo. Mo inspire mo, apil mo nini, kaya may para sa prepare. Mo sa kami hukom sa tanan.
Watch closely now at the various movements of Professor Filimon Cañete. They're using a wooden dagger for practice.
Si Momoy Cañete, kung panahon na ito niya, mo ito siya most popular sa Arnis o sa Eskrima. Pero ang iya yung most popular yun niyang yung system, kanag yung espada idaga. Sword with niya katong iyang bullwhip, na tiguba. Niya, ang iyang system, bitawag niya Arnis, Eskrima, San Miguel.
Knife fighting and pin fighting. advance price. What's closer now?
Momoy, as a leader, is very, very honest. Especially to his boys. He cares for his boys.
Nung gusto siya pinaka-maayo yun bisag sa unsang paagi, kumbat, arnis, kuan siya, spare daga, mo gito siya, noon yun kayo.
Black and fire of Professor Kanyete. There's the strike, double strike, and the hook. He was trying to cut the professor's head, Garoti, but look what happened.
In the olden days, Eskrima-Dors were known to be healers as well. They believed in charms and amulets known as anting-anting and the orasyon, a spoken prayer.
Mga 90% sa mga Eskrima-Dor na ito doon ay words of power.
Ang katos tatay na ito yung orasyon siya, pati pagpanambal. Dito sa mga G, ano sa'y papel lang nga yung itamdan ba? Ito, isuot yung mga parte pagpanambal.
Tapos Papa, he is not an ordinary person. He possesses also a talisman. He is a talisman. Doon natin siya anting-anting. Until his death, iyan ang gida. That is why dito siya ordinary ng tao para na ko asisan. Kapila natin siya masuway nga tirahan ng armas wa kabuto. Oo, ni fail. Dito sa ito ba, doon na dito siya protection ba?
Kini muna gitawag nga habak or amulet sa English or anting-anting. Ang unang tawag ni habak kay ani ibakos mo niya sa hawak. Mabuhat ni doon na may kusog. Una makusgan ka. Ikaduwa maabti ka. Ikatulod di ka maigo. Gumigo ka mga di ka sakitan.
Sword ni, shield ni. Sword ni, shield ni.
Checking is to monitor, control, plan your attacking weapon with your free hand. When you strike, block, there's always a checking hand.
May mo, agdaw na po doon eh. Kaya naaman ni siya pirme. Bisag piyong nga pa rin ako, bisag asap sa dagat. May bawa ang ginali mo, kay basing on senses ng mundo.
Any object nga mo pakgam sa akong pamatay nga kamot. Mao ni mo dispanta.
Okay, this is how I check. I check you there doing what you feel. Where you go next? Down. You know why he goes down? You know why he goes down? Because I influence his brain to go down. Why? Because of my check. Look at how I conduct the check. This little finger make him feel that there is resistance. Pull back a little. See? There is resistance. You go up. There is resistance. What is an area no resistance? That is where I want him to go. That is the area apparently open for target.
May mo blako na ko siya pag wala niya. Bana ko. Hindi ko hatag. Buko siya. Pukto ako pirmi. Always may na-pirmi. Kaya kung mabante siya, mingo siya. Saan rin o? Na-pirmi.
So when I do like this, I check automatically he knows. There is resistance, there is no resistance. When he goes near to it, no. No. Because my check just turn to the felon. He cannot see. Go down. There is. But there is no resistance here. So when he goes like that, when he attack here, no. I can just do it. In 1948, 1949, 1950, up to 1952, those Paris was rocked by a lot of intrigues and jealousies. Not only among masters, not so much. It was among the followers of the different masters. Each were trying to outdo each other, that my style, my master style better than yours. The group mainly against each other were the group of Grandmaster Ansyong Bakon and the group of Grandmaster, my uncle, Kakoy Kanyete. And there were other groups, minor groups, but these two groups were just, they really hated each other too much jealousy.
Grandmaster Venancio, Ansyong Bakon, a former pupil of Lorenzo Saavedra, was considered one of the best escrimadors in the Doce Pares Club. His skill won him many followers. Among them were Delfin Lopez and Timoteo Maranga, members of the Cebu City Police Force, who were known as formidable fighters.
Katod Delfin Lopez lang, dako kay to. Si Maranga, dako kay to. Yung anong nagpatuon man niya, Arnis.
Pag Antonio, pagkikita niya ang Ansyong, piting gamay sa, mo niya sa to, gamay na, sayo na ibunal, kay para niya, kumao sa sayo na ibunal, gamay na. Sus, pagkasuway na sa guling, kaliso na, maraming bakas eh.
Nang siya inborn talent ba nga, dali siya makareact sa mga pinagis ng bunal, daghan sa di suway bunal, pati ng mga dipinsa, dali siya makareact. Nga iya sa iyang kaguling mong pamaagi.
Mas snappy, tiguwang siya nga di kakakot sa yung edad nga, yung lihip mo binama. Snappy niya, mugbo kayo. Niya kalit isa na gagmay kay likay dili lagi dili gamay di isa na likay ya maglikay pero magsunod ang iyang attack na ba.
One time Ansyong Bakon dunay nanghagad ni Ansyong Bakon. Kalau diris talisa ito giduwa. Dua ka buk grote maragog sungkod god. Pagbunal, nilihay sa Ansyong Bakon. Moto pag-igo, pagsunod bunal, pagkaduha may grote niya, tag-as Pakistanan. Isagang Ansyong Bakon. Muin man kita. Pagkadabak! Kung ako sa diri, isin sa dagan god.
Early 1952, Bakon got out of Doce Pares with Lopez, Maranga into, then they put up their own camp, Balintawak.
Named after the downtown side street, where they held practice sessions, Ansyong Bakon and his followers developed the Balintawak style of eskrima.
Kendo si pero siya nato, doha man ka garote, amara ana. Hangtod nga garote og hanting. Puntay daga. Yung una-unang Ansyong nga, nita ko glain ini eh. Mag-imbento ko glain mo to nga one stick na lang.
Balintawak fighters favored a brutal and efficient close-quarter fighting style, more suitable to their urban environment.
Kini siya, ipukpok ni, tiri pukpok, bunal ni, sumbag ni, siko ni. Kini siya, mga oras na ni. Managpa na, mupus and pull na. Kini musiko na ni siya. Muna ang giimbento ni Ansyong.
An intense rivalry soon formed between the Doce Pares and Balintawak clubs. They began to pit their most able fighters against each other in no-holds-barred challenge fights.
They call it the Hoiko Todo or death matches because every time you spar, it's like a duel. You know, no headgear, no protector, and it's full contact fighting.
Dueling was a long-standing tradition for Eskrima-Dors. When there were no wars to fight or conflicts to settle, they would seek out one another to test their skill. It was a common practice for the duelists to sign injury waivers before they fought. Severe injuries and even deaths were known to have occurred.
Oh, sabot to siya nga. Ipilitan kitang duwa, magsabot nga magduwa ta. Ana, pero surrender lang ugi kagwanta.
Kung sabay credit ana ba? Kung sabay ka niya, may taging una aki kwarta, nga lagi man, dumog ra.
Mas mayo pa na nako. Saya na to.
Gidungo ka sa libon, natuong ka. Tanaw ka.
You're not Eskrima-Dors if you're not willing to fight. Nana mo na.
This dueling tradition was brought to Hawaii and California by Filipino migrant workers as far back as the 1920s.
Eskrima stylist, all the masters before, they were just satisfied if they can beat their opponents in deathmatch. Hoiko Todo.
Grandmaster Inting Karen of Doce Pares was a reputed veteran of numerous Juego Todo matches. In one famous incident, Inting Karen was attacked by 4 knife-wielding assailants and survived.
Incident ato, ang iyang kumparinting Moros while the ongoing ng pista sa Mabulo, minus papa to sa knife fighting. Pati yung amigo, si panguha og sugat. Igupod to sa mga parente sa tag-iya sa tindahan. Paggupod na, niagi niya, di pag-agi niya lain man to, kung mutabot sa mani. Pag sa mani, ni Sailo yung amigo, siya may gatubang, niya naamtoy dang na permit. Upat, dungkad, kapit, gamog. Dinala siya bangko luyo, bangko ba, kung bangko sa unang nga solid good. Igo siya rin mo tumbay sa pagtumbay na tiwasan ko siya. Yung snap, hansa siya. Antod, pass out siya kay, hindi ba man siya, katong yung kuwan nila, pass out siya. Nida siya smorgid, while ready for operation na siya, paibaw na ang mga kuwan, na may radyo sa unang paibaw na. Niyagi na hiling, kanyiti, papa ni ko, saan na? Sinting Karen, wala, gihaya na dia. Yan, so, init pa man, doon na po may signs of life. So, init pa man eh. Ang suway nga ito, gita. Ano itong pangag-tubig sa papa, nirataber siya.
In the mean streets of Cebu, the knife is the most common weapon. Eskrima knife fighting techniques are considered some of the best in the world.
Dua ka ganit, dua ka gunit. Kini, o kini. Ya, doon namin ipalindu si katangkit. Ano yan? 1, 2, 3, 4. Pag abot sa 5, i-change na mo. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Good.
So pag sumbaga na niya, pansin na siya dito. Pag pansin na niya dire ayaw na. Sud ang kamot. Kuno.
Cross. Kay pagduot niya, ana ni. Gunit siya dito ni. Oh.
Kung kaya ni mo ang pilsa sa usan niya kamot, pwede kanira yung tangtamon, i-twist lang yung kamot niya padung sa babaw.
Dire, pak ni siya. Balik. Na diyon.
Ang uban mo naman. Punya, dako kayo diferensya. Kay kini og lupi ka diyan na. Igo na ang amo dire. Diha.
Dire, hakot na ni siya.
Unlike the Chinese and Japanese martial arts, which were originated and practiced by monks and nobility, Eskrima comes from more humble origins.
Kaya Eskrima God was known to be the art of the poor people. Was known to be the art of the bum. Because some members of the Paris, they were criminal element side. Because they come from the very poor segment of society. Those Paris was just based in San Nicolas, in Pasir district, for many years.
The Pasil San Nicolas district of Cebu was a known breeding ground for many famous Escrimadors.
Kining area, labi na sa mga Pasil, daghan na yung mga tao mga notorious kaya diha. Kagadong nagtrabaho na spear, nagtrabaho na sa isdaan. Ang ilang usog lagi may puhunan nila. Kanya, kung doon ay mga labi na ng union, sila ikuhaon, either himon lang sa striker o himon sa scab. Ngayon na ang life diya. Ngayon ka notorious nga number 1 notorious sa Cebu, ang Pasil. Diya ako nagdako.
The image of an Escrimador was that of a gunfighter, willing to accept any challenge simply for bragging rights.
Bitaw ni ang kaniblen tawag. Basta once nga makadungog nga dauton ang among ngan, adto rin nga to. Ana pangitaon rin na mo. Bukal bagay dugo god nga tanon bugod. Kami ako, Dr. Marapaw, Winnie de la Rosa, akong mangot si Ide, si Muni, Mio de la Rosa. Mo ko tay fighter gyud. Ang katulang kang Dr. Marapaw, doon naman siya mga lodgers. Pagtawag na sa telepono, bungkag laging practice club. Kaya doon namin ang hagis. Nangadtog yung mga itanan. Away gito.
In the early 1970s, Filipino martial arts began emerging into the consciousness of the martial arts world. 12 Pares was invited to perform a series of demonstrations in the United States.
Yun ay primero dito. Onya kami sunod tumitakoy. Odo pista kami sunod.
When I arrived in America in early 75, gipademonstrate ko nila dyan sa, this is documented by Los Angeles, in the school of Dami Santo, group of Muslim, Eskrima-Kali-Arnis Academy. Abot ko to, so, sila, what's your style? I don't know, what do you mean by style? Huwag doon may kalimutan na ito sa style, 12 Pares. Dito naman sila, we just call your style 12 Pares style. Ito na, makindong style kayo here, we identify pa rin. Angkol Takoy, is Corto Corbada, Momoy is San Miguel style, ng Cortorina. My father's Largamano. Kaya kung papa long range man. So we identify it by personality.
Pag ito na mo, the demand quicken.
Kinusta ito sa paredada, knife, blade, said, you're surprised, you practically know everything. You say, don't know, that's what you're doing, back home. Para mo, denaryo man. To them, they're surprised kay dito good, kurto ka dyan. Ragamano ka dyan. Kami kay kanan man.
The art spread fast. Tungkol kay bago para sa mga tao, they talk to it.
Bukang when I came back, akong iinanan sila. The best way to promote an art is to make it into a sporting event. It's like boxing, they have sports, football, basketball. But how can we? When every time we spar, we kill each other. No parents in the right mind will allow their kids to study with us when they know a week later somebody will challenge him to a fight. We want to reach out to all corners of the world. We have to band together, civilized ourselves, civilized our way of sparring. That's the only thing. So I formed a committee to draft the tournament rules in Eskrima. When we have the rules, we cannot fight because we don't have equipment. So I designed the headgear, the kickball, the gloves, the design, 1976. My gears were so thin, not too amply protected. The body gear was only to here. And sometimes they fight without gloves. I put in some gloves there, but some fighters, they're not used to it, they forgot. They fight, oh, I have no gloves, stop. When we started holding these formal tournaments, Coliseum was always full because people thought that we're out to kill each other.
Pag championship ko, mga tao ko, nanagod sa ringside. Layo naman to, ng lingkod, wala na. Puno ang Coliseum.
People thought it was just like the old Goy Gotudo, hit matches. No, but they found it out that we have gears. We have protected gears.
After the first national tournaments were held, ESKRIMADORS gradually shifted their focus from death matches towards organized competition. The bitter rivalries, which marked the age of Juego Todo, were coming to an end. The World Eskrima-Kali-Arnis Federation, the largest governing body for the promotion of Filipino martial arts through sports, holds the World Championships biennially, with every second championship returning to Cebu. The fighting art of Eskrima is now practiced all over the world.
My name is Heather Turnbull and I'm from Toronto, Canada.
Kim André Murdal from Norway. Ferenc Vanko from Hungary.
Sarah Charles, and I'm from Great Britain.
Justin Lemke, I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, USA.
Andrea Cidarelli, and from Italy.
I started when I was about 14 doing Eskrima, and I just fell in love with it. I started, it was the school I started at, did karate, and then once I got my coordination up, I started doing Eskrima, and I felt like it was just a whole other world of new things that opened up to me.
It's exciting, it looked fun. Because I do a multi-system, it means I can do all sorts of things. It's not just stick fighting, I do some knife work, you know, some empty hands. There's a lot to learn, and you don't have to be good at everything.
In Eskrima, we can have everything. The really fighting techniques, or just the coordination, or just having fun.
Perché è una disciplina marziale particolarmente interessante per la difesa personale ed è uno sport nuovo nel panorama marziale.
It's adrenaline. Once you learn and understand Filipino martial arts, it's very universal. It's an art within an art.
You look for technique as well as combinations, equally blocking or defending. It looks like they're just pounding away at people, but there are blocking patterns, drills. Using abanico, which is higher strikes, lower, footwork, you should be moving offline. If they're pounding away, it's very, very difficult to see the number of points, but essentially it's not just how hard you hit, but how many hits that you get in.
When I think of Filipino Eskrima, I look to the Filipinos as leading the way, and I've been really impressed. Yeah, I think because they're taught to pick up a stick from so high, you know. It's just natural. It's just something that comes naturally to them. It's inbred, you know. They're very fast with their hands.
Oh, every Filipino fighter is very, very, very good. They are very quick, very strong. They fight from the heart. It's really, really good.
Our guru or head coach came to the Philippines to train with many of the grandmasters, and so we were inspired this time to come earlier. So for us, this is an opportunity to come back to the home of our niece and learn from the best. But you'll see from the results here that the Canadians and many other countries are now beating some of the Filipinos.
There might be a technological transfer there from us to America, because Americans and the Europeans, when they train hard.
If you want to get anywhere here, you really have to learn. I mean, you really have to work at it. We don't necessarily have to do that back home, because our people in school, they go, 7-8 hours a day and, homework, and that's it. Then they go play basketball, play baseball, go to martial arts schools, do other things. We have time to do that. Whereas here, Filipinos, just in education, they have to devote a large percentage of their growing up just to education. They don't have the time to devote to martial arts studies.
Once the foreigner learn the Filipino martial art, they do it 24/7. With us, I know life. I grew up here in Manila. I know it's hard to focus on martial art.
There are a lot of people in the Philippine martial arts, Filipinos that have migrated, people from Filipino families that migrated and then they were born later, other countries, Filipinos that have left and gone, and started teaching in other countries. I think there's a lot of people who have had a chance to catch up and pass a lot of people that are still stuck here, because we have more opportunity to train and practice at home. Weather conditions, nutrition is better, people have a chance to be a little healthier. We have a lot more advantages for people to learn.
Eskrima is still spreading far and wide. It is still spreading far and wide. Ang kuan lang, ang tournament lang, dire sa Cebu, sa atong nakita lang, di na kayo intense ang competition. But it is spreading far and wide.
Mas popular karon dit sa abroad, dili diri sa ato. Ngari sa ato is not popular anymore.
Ang mga second generation na mo kay interest. Mo ta kay ko nga di ni maayo nagkanamo kawag tama mas ni kuyana pa ang mga foreign arts, martial arts kaysa eskrima. Ang eskrima suppose ato kita nang amumahon ba kay ato agunigon. Dili gunigon nga sa lain kitay nagbugnaan ang Pilipino. Noon sa gawas nga ato agin Ya ato ini nga mumahon ta nya. Wa may interest ang mga tao.
Kung way maning kamot ini, way barog ini pag promote kining atong gugma sa atong Arnis, sa atong Philippine Martial Arts, mamatay na siguro yung kamatayon, kaya mawara man.
This is the best time. If they have not recognized the significance, the beauty of the art, it is high time for them to realize now.
Kaning mga eskrimador nga akong ilan nga una nako, pero nako muna mo sila mga unsung hero sa atong nasyon, sa atong Pilipinas. Eh, kung wa pa na sila, dili ni mailan ni Pilipinas nga may laki sila sa martial art.
Me and my brothers were called that we were born with the stick in our hand. So, it's part of my life.
Ako nga, masir na ko sa ang nahibawaan ako ngadto sa mga katawhan nga pamagi ilang kuanon ba makatabang pud silang kugalingon parte sa depensa nya makaunahon na sila na kuga na ko nga mo ni gatudlo na ko mo ni ana.
Ini dah saya bodoh kok, dia ke kapulan. Ang sukaron di mo ko pulang Eskrima, formal para na ko, part of my life. Why retire ni? Ha? Masa pag-retire mo, di ko na retire? Di ko na retire, di ka ka-retire.
Bisan pa mong tanaw ako nila niya, maabot ang panahon dili na sila mo angkon ako nagtudlo niya na pero sa hilom sa kasing-kasing nalipay ko nga ila ginagamit. Hindi na kalimot ako nagtudlo na ana.
gila